Good day, Jamaica. Today, I am bringing you a story of a mother's tale on how she had to see her only child being unalived. Cruel, cruel way to see your child being unalived for 2 cell phones in Jamaica. This is a story of Jada Pollard.
Let's talk about it. Our voices are strong. Let's talk about it. Together we belong. With Shelly-Ann Curran, the truth carries on. Let's talk about it. The nation's strong.
I have Jada's mom, Tamra.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shelly. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it and for giving me the platform because it's this, as you say, is not just about Jada, right? This is about all the kids in Jamaica, no matter where they are, no matter where they live, because she's a testimony that it can happen anywhere, anytime. So, you know,
Tell us what happened that night.
all right. So, first of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Jada, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So, all kids are blessed and all kids are special, all children. But to me, Jada was anointed. When you look at Jada's Bible, it's highlighted in different colors.
She was actively reading.
Yeah, no man, she was a child of God. I promise you, if God came to her that night or whenever and said to her, you know, Jada, I'm going to need you now. She would have said to me, boy, mommy, Jaja need me, you know, so I'm going to have to go. I really, truly believe that.
And guys, tears are in my eyes, and I'm not going to do not stop this camera. Do not stop this camera. Okay? I don't care. Honestly, when you say she's a child of God, that really hit home, right? Because not many kids are these days. So, you know, it did something to me a while ago.
Yeah, and for me right now, I am very numb. So I want people to understand that you know, they may not see a lot of emotion coming out of me, but I'm breathing, but it's like I can't even feel my organs. I'm just like a zombie. Like a zombie.
I don't know. Can I get tissue, please?
You know?
Yeah, give me tissue while I'm not
Yes.
going to stop interview.
No, man, yes. So,
As a mother,
yeah, and she's my only child.
my
okay?
God.
My one and only child, I mean, and our my mom,
Oh my God.
her grandmother and mine's nickname for her is Mother Teresa
Jesus Christ.
because of how
I
this child,
okay. All right. Sorry.
yeah. Guys,
No,
I'm just breathing, okay? So please, I'm not trying to be
Nobody's
strong.
judging. Nobody's judging.
Yes, it's just
you being here are being strong, and I really salute you because I know what it is to lose a child. I've lost my son at almost 18, a month short of being 18, right? So when I say it's not many people can say, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. And I also understand that my son, I think I feel the same type of pain.
Yeah.
Because he was disabled and it didn't. His life didn't look like anybody out there was. How he got disabled. There
Of
was
course.
was at the hospital,
Right, right.
and I was trying to say, "Hey, my son need help.
Yeah, something happening.
He
Right.
has seizures."
Right, what's going on?
And
Right.
I didn't hear anybody, so
Yeah.
I can't imagine that you lost your only child
Only child.
to a burglary.
Yeah, it's crazy because, all right, so we've lived in that house for 25 years. My father was actually a detective way back in the day. He has Alzheimer's now, thank God. So I was the apple of his eye.
And you said, "Thank God," because you would have preferred your father
Yeah, man.
not
I
knowing
don't know,
how his granddaughter died violently.
Definitely not, because we were all about security, all about that. But the house, it had to be somebody who knew the layout of the house, right? Because, all right, so I'm going to make the story short, but they came in through my balcony,
You left a door open.
right? Which, because of the grace of God and our belief in God, and I don't go to church every Sunday, but this is a real thing, we felt safe in our neighborhood. We felt safe in our community. We employ the plumber, the gardener, the helper. Everybody comes from the community, right? And we've been there so long. And my father was a man who, served on both sides of the balcony in terms of, if you want to say the political arena, right? So he would have been known and, known to treat everybody the same. And so because of the setup of the house, we knew that, you'd have to be on some James Bond ish to
Spider-Man.
climb up, right? It's 4 stories, right? But
Do you feel guilty?
guilty? You want me to talk about my guilt? All right, so let me talk about my
No,
guilt.
I want specifically the door.
So that's what I'm saying to you now, right? So we lived there for 25 years. The balcony door, it's a 4-story house. So,
But you don't, I understand.
right.
But yeah, you don't have, I just wanted to know if you put it on yourself.
Well, that's why I'm in therapy now. I'm in therapy now for that, because it's like, wow, if we hadn't closed the door all these years, but this one night we didn't close the door, they came in.
I just wanted to say the reason why I said it was definitely not to make you feel you should. We have a prime minister going on a campaign saying you can leave your doors open. And then you have a prime minister just around the same time as her death would have been advertising the drop, this 40%
In the crime rate.
Well, we should just all leave the doors open now, right?
Well, I did, and this is what happened to me. I believed in it. So apart from the Lord, I believe that because of the community I live in, it's not a volatile community where the members in the community have anything against each other. So we're not doing anything to each other, but other people may come in, and that's what I did. I trusted that. I trusted that I could leave. I'm not blaming it on anybody, but I really trusted that where I was,
You're safe.
I don't do nothing to nobody. My family don't do nothing to nobody. When I have no beef with anybody, so I could leave my doors open, and I left my doors open.
The question I want to ask you is, how is the progress on, well, no, I'm moving. I have so much questions coming up, but you said the person came in and we just assume it's there, right? What happened?
All right. So my room is like, people don't, even the police, they have a hard time wrapping their head around it. And that was really frustrating for me, because to me, the irony of it is that I am into this type of crime scene stuff. So I watch a lot of Dateline, a lot of CSI, and what you call it, SVU, and all of that. And so them coming in, you asked me about the investigation.
No,
Right.
no. I wanted to know because I know what happened to her.
Right.
Meaning after they
Right.
come
Okay.
in.
So right.
So I want to make sure that whoever
Right.
is listening to understand. that
Okay.
who-
Right.
who
So my
never-
room is like a 2-bedroom suite. Literally, it's my room is probably between 800 to 1,000 square feet.
Very big room.
It's a huge room, and it's like a 2-bedroom. So where I was in the back of the room, the back section, I should say, which has a queen size bed, and then the front part of the room where the balcony is has like a large California king bed, right? So so there's a pathway to the back room to the front room. And when I say back room, it's really one room. You enter through one door, and it's a hallway to where I sleep, right? So I was sleeping. We came from the country, and I'm sleeping like this, and I sleep on the left-hand side of the bed, which would mean that I'm closest to the hallway that leads to the larger side of the room where the balcony is. So I'm sleeping, and I hear a sound. So I jump up quick. And when I jump up, I realize that, no, man, somebody in full black, like, is in the other room, like, fully, they're not supposed to be there. So I jump up right away, and I say, what the bumper clot? What is, like, to make an alarm, because where I am is at the back. So I'm trying to come forward now into the other room so that where the balcony is, where neighbors can hear, to make noise. And once I charged at him out of fright, he started backing up. He didn't say anything to me. I told the police I don't remember seeing a gun. He had one of those that could, strap bags. He was in full black, right? But one thing to note is that I have a power saving light in my room, which I can show you. So once you turn off the actual room lights, it stays on for about an hour and a half. It's like one of those emergency lights. So the room is still illuminated, which is why, even though I was in the other room sleeping and I heard the sound, I could see clearly.
A figure.
Yeah, that there was somebody there. So me now want to make an alarm, because where I am is kind of like to the back of the house. So I'm rushing forward now to say, hey, and he backed up slowly. But as he was backing up, my room door, it opens this way. It was ajar. It wasn't all the way open. He ended up backing out of my room. By the time he backed out, all I saw was a big gash. An orange gash, like, and I say, so, because remember, by this time I'm charging out of fright, like I'm trying to like say, yo, come out of my house, type of thing. Because we have no guns, Shelly. We don't believe in that, really. Even though I said my father was a detective, he's not. There's 3 females alone that live in the house. So anybody that know the house, know that it's me, my mom, and Jada. We have tenants, but they're, as I said, it's a 4-story house, so they're nowhere near us. And they have their own private access and have nothing to do with
your space.
us on a daily basis.
So when you saw the gash,
So when I saw the gash now, I run back onto the balcony and said, Jesus Christ, a gunman, because by this time I just think it's a thief. So I said, Lord, a gunman in the house, Jesus Christ, call. And I realized I was scrambling to see if I could find my phone. I realized it took up the phone because I have a little table in that section of the room. And then I didn't hear a sound. So when I saw the gash, I did not hear a sound. To me, it was just a gash. I never heard anything. I didn't even hear the wind blowing. But I knew the gash was like something serious. So I run back on the balcony and started screaming out and said, God, man. And then my mom, because of how the house is situated, Jada's room is pretty large.
Your mom is here right now.
Right.
My mom.
And so she's like, my mom is way over on the other side of the house, but she also has a balcony. But even though we have balconies, we're taught we cannot see each other. That's how large the house is, right? So she's saying to me, so we're crying out for the gardener.
So
his name is Dave.
So you, not only you had to witness this, but your mother, Jada's grandmother, was also at the house at this.
Oh, you mean?
I remembered.
Yes. So what happened is, thank God I didn't see her being shot. What happened is because my door was ajar and he was still exiting the door, she was coming out of her room because she heard mommy.
Mm-hmm. Just coming to your rescue.
Yes. So she saved my life because I don't know why I was just trying to make noise. I wasn't trying to do anything to him because there was nothing I could do.
And you don't need to defend yourself because there is no script for shock and grief. And you're in your house. It is a place that everyone, including your mother, should feel safe. And you don't have
Shelly,
any justification.
You asked me something about guilt. And the one thing I would say to parents and to kids is like, when you watch the movies in the States and the kids, they stay in a closet, they hide under the bed.
Yeah.
I would just say because of my experience, that's the one thing I can say. I wish that's the one thing I regret. I regret making the noise. I regret making the alarm. I regret making the sound. Because I feel like if we teach our kids to, because we see, right? We even see it in the movies, like just hide in the closet, wait, because there's nothing that they can do.
But you couldn't have alarmed her. You were startled.
But you know what happened?
There's nothing that...
Yes, but Shelly, she was my best friend. I taught her about everything, the streets, everything, getting pregnant, whatever it was, being safe out there. If your friend drive hard, you come out to the car, whatever it was. And I felt like that's the one conversation we didn't have was if you hear a
noise, then...
Yeah, because we don't have domestic violence in the house. So.
It's a little troubling that it is troubling, but it's probably the reality of the situation. That we are not talking to our kids you don't want to scare them, so we feel like we're protecting them, and we are not accepting that Jamaica is not a safe place, at least for Jamaicans.
Yes, it's not.
And
all right, so what a part of my story is that my mom works in the tourism industry, right? So I grew up loving Jamaica. And I still love Jamaica to this day. I'm a little disappointed because I feel like everybody's looking like, yeah man, Uptown must feel it. Like Uptown is responsible for all the crime. So that part is really disheartening, but I can tell you, Shelly, I've lived in Florida, I've lived in California, I've lived in DC, okay? Where some cities where things go on, and I still love my country. And when I moved back, my partner, you know, because I run up and down a hill any time of night, any time of day with no fear. In recent times, one time in recent times I was going so hard, the policeman stopped me and said, Mrs. It's a stolen vehicle. I said, what are you talking about, sir? He said, because you're going so fast. I said, no, I just try to make it home. Because it's Jamaica and live on the hill and I'm just trying to make it home. So my partner, he would say to me, boy, Jamaica not a nice place, you know. And me, I cuss him, and I say, you can't tell me that. Jamaica is my place. Like,
I don't know when we're going to stop telling lies to ourselves, lies to international media, lies to the tourists, lies to Marco Rubio when him come and ask about the sex crimes in Jamaica, if we're taking it serious. When are we going to stop telling lies? And as a matter of fact, now that I say Marco Rubio's name, Jada was not born here.
she doesn't even have Jamaica. She doesn't even have a Jamaican passport. She's a U.S. citizen, fully. She doesn't even have a Jamaican passport. That's how come the post-mortem was able, they were able to expedite that.
So they expedited it only because she's a U.S. citizen?
Yes, because she was.
So if she wasn't... if she wasn't a Jamaican...
If she was a Jamaican...
She was born...
Yeah, just maybe 3 to 4 months. That's the truth.
Mommy?
We would know this until now. And I don't know how I found it in myself. I didn't shed a tear that night. Shelly, let me tell you, first of all, I never finished the story now. Right? So I'm coming, I wake up, I rush after him, I see the gash, I run out on the balcony screaming out. Then grandma says, where's Jada? But Jada sleeps kind of like, she sleeps sound. So I believe in God, but I said, there's no way. And I'm not blaming God at all. I'm just saying, I just believe she was okay. And her room is right. Like, if I stand at my room door, I could just put my leg like this and it's in her room. So I dash out of my room now, into her room, to look on the bed, thinking that she's sleeping. When I turn around, she slumped over by my room door. I didn't look left because her room is to the right of mine. So I never, in the fright, and when I bust the door all the way open now, she wasn't in front of me. She was slumped over to the left. So when I looked in her room and looked and didn't see her on the bed, when I turned around, there she was. Slumped over, like she was sleeping. It was instant. It was obvious that she was dead. It wasn't a lot of blood splatter or whatever. Because apparently he shot her in her mouth and it lodged. So, right? So.
This is.
So at that moment, grandma is screaming out. I never have a word to say other than put on my clothes and take my picnic somewhere. I don't know where. I know hospital. So at the time we're trying to call for the gardener. Apparently it seemed as if he was scared. This is a brand new gardener to us too, right? By the way. So like brand new meaning like 2 months, right? Anyway, he eventually came up. And Shelly, I took it for granted that he could just pick her up and put her in the car, but the dead weight, so he was running around her and whatever frantically, and I just managed to put on a dress, not even my shoes. My hair wasn't combed, I put on a cap. And I said, all right, Dave, come. May you hold her at the back and I hold her at the front. And me and him, and she was so heavy because she's thick. So I had to put her down one time. I was like, all right, we reached now to the front door. We're trying to put her in the back seat, to give her a comfortable ride. We couldn't lift her up that far. So Grandma said, put her in the trunk. And me and the gardener put my baby, the lifeless body of my child in the trunk like a piece of luggage. She was so peaceful. She never even, she just, the body with us, pushing the body. Thank God at that time the JCF came, so they were able to escort me to KPH because by this, I don't even know how to get, I've never been to KPH, So I don't even know, not that I've never been downtown, I've just never been to KPH. So I don't know how.
Which road to turn on, I know.
We couldn't leave Mommy alone, so they left the garden with her because she's hysterical. And I never shed a tear, Shelly. I just drove her, and once they got there, they did their pronoun. Yeah, she was gone. They just put her in a gurney. There was nobody trying to resuscitate with nothing. She was gone. She was gone. What I did not like, which I must mention, is that, okay, I got there and everybody was very kind at KPH, but then they said, oh, Mommy, we need more additional information from you. So I said, okay, and then, they met me park outside. That time is me alone, I'm not family member. My partner, he doesn't live with me. So he got the call now and he's on his way now down to me. So it's me alone down there with her and the police and whatever. And when I went in to KPH and to the, wherever that's, the reception area is, that was my child just with the 2 white zip ties on her ankles. No, no, what you call it? No screen or nothing. She was just, thank God, she looked so peaceful.
She was just tagged.
She was just tagged, lame. So as I bust the car and that is my child, I say, lay down with 2 white tags. And I'm saying, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. So I turned my back. I couldn't even, Shelly, let me tell you something.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Mighty God.
If I looked at her, I would have just wanted to get in the bed with her. And I don't think, I know they couldn't handle that because they could not get me off of her. So when I realized that, I said, what is this? So I just turned around and I said, listen to me. If we cannot have this conversation in another section, we will not have it.
So they were talking over her.
She not over her, but she's just laying there, just without
no sensitivity
nothing,
to your feelings.
And
nothing
all they want
cover.
is my name and her name and age and date of nothing of significance. So it's when I insisted, I turned my back because I didn't want to see her, and I said, "Listen, if there's nowhere else on the can, whatever information y'all want now, you're not gonna get it because I ain't giving it to you, my dead child, right there. No curtain, no nothing covering her. Not even a sheet. She just laid on dead with the 2 zip ties on her. I'll never have that image.
What Jamaicans do to deserve all of this?
Well, you know what happened?
No, what Jamaican woman and children do to deserve this inhumane, insensitive. I don't even reach to the investigation yet, and I have in trouble.
It was. They had to put me.
The pain. The grandmother is in here crying. The mother is crying. The horse is crying. They're wondering why we have mental health issues.
Yes, because, listen to me.
I mean, everybody's suffering. Everybody's carrying pain and trauma around in Jamaica. This is crazy. This is crazy. You know that this is just absurd. It's just not a conversation I think you'd have.
Shelly, I had to meet the nurse, though as well as a doctor. I said, please, because I have blood pressure issues. I beg her to, and then she was still right in front of me, so I put on my cap. Because after me putting her, my mind has me and the gardener, I had her legs, him have her back. And you're putting your own dead child, your only child, deceased daughter in the vehicle. And then going there and seeing that. I mean, and all they needed was just some stupid information that they should have a room. You understand that you don't just go and just see a pit, you just...
I mean, now I got to talk about the amount of money where may I hear throw all over the place for hospitals. I would think that they have a room to carry mothers that are witnessing their children dead. I have 80 million reasons to believe that they should have a room at KPH. Now that is very, very upsetting. I am so sorry. I am literally asking everybody, guys. I am asking, what have we done to deserve this? What have we done to deserve this? She's a U.S. citizen, born in D.C. How have they responded with that? Do they know that she's a citizen?
Oh, you mean that's the post? That's why we're talking about?
No, the post-mortem, but the police.
Yes, they knew.
So they're the ones
I don't even know how I had the wherewithal. Because as I said, a tear didn't even come out of my eye. But I don't know how I had the wherewithal that night to mention to them to say, oh, you know, she's a U.S. citizen or whatever. And I said, oh, she's a U.S. citizen? So
hold on a second. So you got more attention when you said she's a U.S. citizen?
Well, yes. But I still feel like crap because guess what? I feel like Jamaica really have something with Uptown, you know? And it's funny because if Uptown people mention or say anything about, I'm just going to say the non-Uptown people, it's a big problem. And I feel like they must say, yeah, man, you deserve it. I feel like certain parts of Jamaica feel like everybody in Uptown is responsible for everything that happened downtown. So we must feel a little bit of it too.
Well, in fairness, and that's why I got to be fair to the people, right, that don't live in Uptown. You mustn't take it personally. You can't take it personally because if you are feeling that way, neglected, not looked at, no warmth, no etiquette, no sensitivity for you. Mm-mm. Imagine somebody that come there from Central or Tivoli. They probably don't even ask them for your name in a Jesus, but it's the truth. So what we are seeing is because there's inequality.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You see, wishing this on another social, because somebody's uptown, downtown, black, white, it's not making anything, but it is a hidden anger.
Yes.
It is a hidden anger because what happened is that, all right, let us just we have to use the word unaliving of self.
Right.
There's a recent upsurge, and I use it as an example. Mm-hmm. And they put out everybody else's picture they put out Uptown picture and it got deleted. That somebody from Uptown, and it was
because it was like, oh, okay, my right man.
and
Him live a good life. Him can't
yes,
get dead
like
now.
his life is not.
Sorry.
And I guess they couldn't take the. But you see, because there is so much, I tell everybody, there's two different Jamaicas. You have the Jamaica where come here for carnival and them party, them walk naked, and luckily for them, when I say, on the street with them, costume, nothing happens to them. And then they go away and they say, Jamaica is the best place on earth. And you have somebody like yourself, God-fearing, in your house. You're not on the street. You're in your home. Sleeping. And this happens. And
for two
some
phones.
part of Jamaica, people are still running to come here.
Yes.
And say that it's the best place on earth. But for who?
Oh, I don't know.
For who?
I don't. It's.
In my job, and I would say journalists. I'm an activist. I am somebody that stands in for the vulnerable. And that's coming from a place where my son, right?
Absolutely.
So that's where that was, my mom always told me that's who I was.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm telling you, I'm feeling the pain in this room.
Yes.
And I don't know, I am saying I am so sorry. And I don't know what to say, but I want that this episode gives Jada some justice.
Yeah.
And I love how you let us know what type of person she loves.
She wanted to be a criminal lawyer, So when I talk about her whole family, not her whole family, but a lot of her family, including myself, who went to Howard University. So we talked about that. She's going to go to Howard. She loved drama and stuff. So after she went to Howard, she's going to go to Yale and pursue the law degree.
Wow.
While she could be pursue the artistic side. She was a great artist. I would call her little Picasso, And so really, Shelly, as you said, for me, it's not just about the uptown child or the whatever. It's any child in Jamaica, any mother.
Should not be burying their only or no child.
Or even if it's a 10th one, it shouldn't matter.
No child.
And for two phones.
Mothers not supposed to bury their children. Grandmothers not supposed to be burying their grandchildren. That's not how this place was made. That's not how we're supposed to age.
I say 14 years I've been living back in Jamaica. I left here right after high school and went to college. Never came back to live. Life changed and I came back. And my partner, from day one, him say, yo, because him know I live on the hill. He be like, Jamaica, carefully. I'm like, what are you talking about? I live in DC. I live in Cali. You can't tell me nothing. I know. I mean, we know that the threat was always imminent, but you feel like in the volatile areas where they may have personal beefs going on.
There's nowhere that is safe.
Right.
My complex and stuff, I just went ape shit on them the gate. And they're like, what's wrong? Listen, I know where I live. I live in Jamaica. Okay? And I do not take anything. And I would tell everybody that is living in Jamaica, if you have learned anything from this episode, is keep safe.
Yep.
Don't leave no doors. Don't leave anything to chance.
Yes.
If you have cameras, did you have cameras?
No cameras. We'd have no camera, we'd have no gate. That's how we live. where we live, like there are a bunch of senior soldiers around us, even the two neighbors beside us. Well, I guess they have their gate on the inside, they have their protection. So we don't have any. And it's awful because anybody that knows us know that we don't. The house is large, but there's nothing of value on the inside. All I got was 2 phones. You know, but I said that I was on another vlog last night, and they asked me, and that's what I would say. Do not take your safety for granted. Don't feel like you fool. It's okay. God understands, because I believe in the Lord, and so did Jada, and her grandmother, and the rest of us, and her whole other side. Her grandfather has been the lead pastor of his church for the past 50 years in Pennsylvania. So there's some church people, right? And as I say, I'm not a Christian person. When I say Christian, meaning going to church every Sunday, but I'm a very spiritual person. And I believe that was the beauty of my living, the indoor, outdoor living. I just leave my balcony open, and I wake up in the morning, and I see the sunrise, or I see the clouds. I can see the ocean. I can see the mountains. I pray to God on that balcony so many times, thanking Him, being grateful, you know. And
being grateful for things that are meant to ground us.
Right.
The sun,
yes,
the mountains, the view, and just being grateful.
But,
and that.
Yeah, but as you say, no, the way it is, I get it now. I didn't get it, and I guess it took my daughter's life for me to understand. Don't take shit for granted, man. Don't take nothing. Put on a look camera in, whatever it is, whatever safety measure, whatever thing you can grill, whatever you need to lock up at night, because that's another thing, you know. Even I feel like the JCF, they're looking at us like, when you live up here, you have no cameras. And you know, the grill on your balcony door, and you're leaving your door open. It's like, oh, well, you're stupid. So,
well,
you know?
the JCF, remember that Andrew. But Jesus Christ. So if you stupid, then I don't understand all of this. This is confusing.
I accept that I'm stupid on my own. I'm not even going to, because
the 1 p.m. tell us this, and literally was bragging on this 40% decrease, and it has never been done before. And everybody choose Jamaica.
And I chose Jamaica and left my rotted balcony doors open and lost my child's life. I went to bed every night with that balcony door open. Because of where the house is, it's a beautiful view. You can see the airport, you can see the wharf, you can see...
You are not at fault. Now let me just get this straight. You are not stupid. The police need to look at themselves, at how they investigate crimes, because I can tell you there are more bloggers that are actually making things happen than the police right now.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you that the bloggers are on the things they're picking and choosing. You need to respect the bloggers,
yes,
you know.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
You need to give respect to the bloggers, you know.
I agree with that. And you know, the irony of that, because before I never really used to, but a young man, him drive for us, him live in the neighborhood, you know. And I say, you have to listen to the vlog them, you know. And
because they give you the real information.
Right. So I was one that I never thought that my child would end up being on. But I used to, listen, Shelly, Jada couldn't even walk to the gate, you know.
By herself?
Yes, because our house is Manning Hill Road.
What is the latest update from the police? No update?
All right.
No suspects?
All right. So they held somebody first and let him go. They say he had an alibi, right? I'm not going to say, and I've said it, that I can 100% say it's you, Shelly, looking at your face, right? even though the place was illuminated and all of that. But outside of that, what I will say is that it seemed like, and I said it before, the left hand not talking to the right hand. So you have the lead investigator, and then you have these other people below them. But up to day before yesterday, they were drawing the room, the configuration of the house on the tile of the Constant Spring police station.
The tile?
Yes, on the floor, because
which police station is it?
Constant Spring, and they're asking me, why did she drop where she dropped? I'm not a CSI. Them never
the forensic, them never do the...
Yes, and they never brushed any of us for gunpowder, so they don't even know if it's me or whoever, right? They don't even know, right? And then...
hold on a second. Me watch Law and Order, me watch
that's
all
what
of
I was
this.
saying, SVU, Law and Order, yes.
So, me watch all of these crime shows, so nobody was fingerprinted.
No.
Not even, I'm talking about even
Not
your
even
mom.
not even the
because
gardener.
if it... Not...
And who just come there, and who is a questionable character now that we're finding out. Nobody was fingerprinted.
Honestly to God, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I did.
And I'm very offended because it, you know what it is? Because uptown, them believe it's a domestic violence. Them don't, the way our front door is, Shelly, can't, you'd have to bulldoze, it have a lock into a deadbolt into the tile. Not just a board into tile, it's a deadbolt. 1, 2, 3 deadbolts. So there's no way the person could have come in. They knew where to come in, and where they came in, the police never measure it. Them access my balcony from the roof. None of them went on the roof.
To see if it can...
None of them, not even to see if there was any fingerprints, I promise you. None of them did that.
You know, Peter Bunting said something while he was Minister of Security. And honest to God, everybody jeered him. And I heard Christoph Dunn jeered him. I've heard it. And he called for divine intervention. And, you know, how much 8, 9 years later, I am now calling on the ancestors, the divine intervention. I am calling on the ancestors to come and stand up for the people of Jamaica. I am calling on Jesus.
The child wants to be a criminal lawyer, right? Because she see me watch, as I said SVU, but Law and Order.
All of them.
Dateline was my number one. Even American Greed, like 48 Hours.
You think the police watching them because...
No, excuse me, then they cannot be, because they can't understand that my bedroom door, her bedroom is right beside mine. So if I just do like this outside my bedroom door, my foot is in her bedroom.
Grade, what do you think when you see how they handle this investigation? Like,
they
0
blame
to 10.
a 4, because I feel like they are judgment. So it's Uptown 1, and they're saying that it must have been the front door. We'll show them saying another front door. We invite them to come back. So you don't have to be drawing on the floor of the police station.
No, I laugh kind of funny, you know.
No, it's not
funny.
funny.
I laugh because me can't believe what me I hear.
And that's the lead investigator. And my first interview with them, the gentleman that I'm sorry, my something catch up in this.
So you're not really expecting. You're expecting nothing.
That's why I'm doing this. I'm very proud. That's why, and it happened to so many people uptown. Embarrassed, we're afraid. We feel fooled, We feel fooled. We feel fooled when I have the camera. We can hear the police. Oh, can get a camera on Amazon for $30, and I just wanted to tell him to.
No, you should tell him
Okay?
Tell him all no.
Right. The
Tell
first
him
one, I had to draw the entire 4-story house.
for him.
I had to draw it. Right. Then lead investigator came in and said him trying to understand. And he asked me how she fell. Because what they couldn't understand is she wasn't blocking my way because she was to the left of me. How it is like my room, her room. Then there's like a hallway, so it curves. So it's like as he's backing out, she come out of your room. Mm-hmm. That's when I saw the gash. Mm-hmm. Right.
Come back in your frame.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Them can't see you there.
Yeah. So he's backing out. Mm-hmm. He's backing out. Mm-hmm. Right. Her room. Him backing up. My room is here. He's backing out of my room. She's coming out. Him reach her. Him staring us. Boom.
Shoot her
in her mouth. In her mouth.
All right. I want to.
And they can't understand. They're asking me how she fell, where she fell.
I want to stop talking about what the police officers that obviously have zero training. I have no time. I don't know where Harris find them. I have no time for them right now. I am calling on the US Embassy. I am calling on senators that may see my video. I am calling on US citizens. I am calling on Jamaicans that living in the diaspora. I want to speak out for Jada.
Yeah.
Speak out for the other kids that are being.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I just said it to somebody. I put up a little girl.
The 4-year-old?
No, not that. There's so many.
Yes.
But the girl that was slain and was found
in the refrigerator.
In the refrigerator, right? So I put it up and then, because I really try my best to do what I can, right? To help. And somebody went into my message and said, did you know this happened in Cockburn Pen?
Yeah.
And I said, no. A 9-year-old got shot and killed?
Yeah.
I said, Ma'am, I am doing my best. Remember, Andrew Holness constituency, the Prime Minister, I don't hear talk about it. How we know, if him not talk about him own constituency, no, tell me no. What me I go take up on me can't carry the nation, my love. Me cannot. We need more people. Stop talking.
Yes, and
stop talking and stop action. Saying and put them up. Tell them to them face that you are failing us as taxpayers.
Absolutely.
Stop running down these politicians like they're rock stars. 1 p.m. It's one failure. It's one failure. And we are talking about more children are this week alone.
Yes, just this week.
Just this week alone. And here what this man gone. And I swear, this man gone a United Nations to give advice on Gaza and Israel.
Yes. Right, but
sir, the terrorists, them there.
Right here.
Them there, power.
They're right here, right? Everywhere. And
we're gone.
We don't deserve it anywhere. And that's why I started listening to the vlogs, because I'm like, I want to, because that the way they paint is just like, the ghetto people, them just kill off them one another. And it's more than that. It's more than that.
It's too much. Like, as I said to you, I need a show that would be like doing interviews, like I would need to be on call doing this 24/7 because of how many, and you realize that nobody again talking about issues. Them over TikTok looking at a lady named Rosalie, spewing pure. I don't know what she that doing, and these are the people that we are now gifting, but. She lose her children and she's still on the net and them still carrying on in this way. And I am not comparing, but how do you give attention to somebody that speaks all kind of nastiness, derogatory, even about them own self.
Yeah.
Them own. She even said she want to do her kids. She want to unalive her kids. She said that, and there are people. I'm telling you that mental illness is more than the people who are giving these people gift and calling this content. You need a mental evaluation yourself. The whole system in Jamaica, it needs a purge.
Yeah, man, it gone to shit. The country, it's not what you and I grew up in. I'm so sorry.
No,
and
it's
we're
not.
still young. We're not even old, right?
Listen. Let me tell you how this place is. And my daughter wouldn't like me to talk about. She doesn't, but you're here, and I'm going to talk about my daughter. My eldest daughter and me are not talking. Not really, no big quarrel, but it started because look on how innocent this is, guys. Very, very innocent, right? I'm here alone and she wants to, do a little massage. She was having a thing there, but she booked a gentleman. And I was like, okay, I'm not leaving you. But she was like, I'm not leaving you alone. And she thinks that I'm being paranoid. But here, what, guys? I have no choice. You have left me no choice. So my daughter just have to go mad with me.
Yep.
She have to go mad with me because I would rather she say I am paranoid and I am too much insecurity than I have to be calling, hello, JCF. I have a...
Absolutely.
I'm on that side.
Absolutely.
So, mothers, don't be sorry that you are hard and overprotective.
Yeah, agreed.
Please.
Don't worry about being a helicopter mom, right? Yeah, you make sure that you put in all the security measures. It no matter what them say, what the kids, we are there to protect them. And while it might not be 100%, you want to be able to go to your bed at night knowing that, okay, I did everything I can. I feel that way about Jada because, yes, I know we never leave the door open because of bro God. We left the doors open because of the good Lord above that we trusted in, but at the end of the day, you still have to be smart, right? And you still have to be security conscious.
I know it's not bro God that tell you to leave it.
No.
But there is a leadership and there is a responsibility. When this is the problem. You see, when you go out and you campaign on and crime, you see, when you use that as a tool, people believe it. So I'm going to tell you now. Bro God needs to be called up because he's no God. And that may I tell you that. Right? And God is not happy with him. May I tell you that? Personally, he's not happy with him. But I have to ask this question. I know we're going
over time.
No, I just want to ask a question before. I see the Crime Stop. I had put out something for Jada reward.
Yeah. It's still out there, yeah.
And it's talk to them about it. So, I want to.
Right. So
I know it's getting very emotional and stuff. So I wanted to know how.
Right. So Crime Stop, you can always call 311. The reward is $250,000. We're going to use the next couple of weeks to actually put out some more ads on TV and radio so people can know about... You
doing it personally?
No. I'm doing it, I think you saw that. You may have seen the post from Shirley Ralph,
Yes,
the
Shirley.
actress,
Yes,
right?
big up Shirley Ralph. I know
Yes, who
big
is
up.
one of Jada's aunts,
Yes.
beloved aunts.
Yes.
And so because of her efforts and through the chairman of Crime Stop, who's also a mentor of mine, Mrs. Sandra Glasgow,
Oh,
we were able to put that out. And so the reward is still out there, but what you're going to see more. So Sherry is going to allow us to put it out there more. And
that is great. Sandra, big up yourself. I know you from when I was at Digicel days. We did some work together. I do have to ask you, when you say, I'm not picking on Bro God, but he does run the country, right? Okay, he is 1 p.m., right? Yes. Never 2. Great. How you feel when you see, well, mass shooting? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
You know the question?
Yes, I know.
And you say 2
yes,
million?
Yes, I know. And the other lady was 5 million and nobody has said anything. Miss Lorna Robertson, the electoral worker, that the video camera showed them putting her in a vaccine, and they found her blood in the vaccine from Swallowfield.
It's 5 million they had offered.
$5 million.
So how are they putting value on?
So all right. So I think they have their thing, and then other
people,
can add to it if they want,
If they want, but I am very doubtful that the other place that did put up the $2 million. $2 million these days is
nothing.
Not. No, it's very hard to come by for a family just to immediately.
Oh yes, for the family.
So,
oh yes. Oh no.
It is still a question, because what really starts to happen now is that if Crime Stop have a cap and say them have 200,000, 150, people who are sensitized to or by reward, it becomes like, well.
But you see, Shelly, that goes back to the whole dynamics of the country, because I feel that the country really believe that certain parts of the country must feel it, and you get more votes from certain parts than other parts. So why am I gonna do $5 million up a Smoky Vale when we not get no vote from Smoky Vale?
This is crazy. We're
right, and that's really how I feel.
Well, you just hit the nail.
I'm sorry,
but you hit the nail exactly where it was. We have lost our consciousness for humanity. We have lost our way. Yeah, we have lost our way as a nation, and
it breaks.
Jada, your mom is here. Your grandmother is here. They love you. And Jada, I can feel her spirit. I know what she meant to you, Grandma. I can feel it. And this should not have happened, but I am very proud of you. I am very proud of you for being vulnerable in that you speak how it went.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And there is nothing, there's no guilt in that, because I have said it already. I am going to ask all of you to share the Crime Stop. I'm asking you with any tips, if you even want to send a tip to me. If you want to, and I'm not talking about me to claim anything, I'm saying if it's even me you want to tell, you have an idea. I am telling you, Jada, like all the children of Jamaica are God's children.
Yes.
They are my children, right? And I just wanted to tell you that I care. I care about you. I care about you. I care about you. I care about your mental health. I care that you're in pain. And I am very sorry that this happened. I am really sorry. I have to shift out of this because Jada have a unique spirit about her, a fighter. She's a fighter, a go-getter. And I wanted you to tell us about her as a person, as I want to just, like I see the pictures of her at Immaculate and she was at Queens.
Her friends describe her as a bright light. As I said, my mom and my nickname for Jada was Mother Teresa because she was like a saint, to be honest. I mean, I know all children are blessed, all children are special, but Jada was just anointed. She brought light to people's lives. Her friends spoke about how they were bullied and Jada helped them out to, come out of the
Put
situation.
up the pictures here while we're going to put up the pictures. Yes.
Right? And she was a foodie like me, so she loved food and she's very artsy, so she did a lot. Sometimes she'll be in her room and she's just drawing. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm drawing. I'm like, drawing? What are you drawing for? But she loved that.
Artistic.
I mentioned that she loved the Lord. She genuinely loved the Lord. I'm not, because she never get that from me, right? I'm a spiritual person, but she was really into God, into the Bible.
But when you say spiritual person, that don't mean say you don't love the Lord. It's spiritual meaning.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because, sometimes people look on you and they're like, you don't go to church every Sunday. So
Listen,
that
is the
claim
biggest.
God,
I want to stop that. I want to say this right now and here, guys. I see a lot of people going to church and bragging on church. And when it's time to do the right thing, they're not present. You believe in the Lord and you do not need to be in the church to love him, to talk to him, because I talk to him morning, noon, and night. Remember me tell you that?
Amen.
So don't let nobody tell you about church. Church has caused more wars on this planet. If we were focused on being like Jada.
Absolutely.
If we were focusing on just being good people, we would be better off. So don't let anybody blame you for how you receive the Lord. Right? Because you do not need to go to a third party to speak to him.
Well, I believe, and I guess that's my thing.
No, I speak to him right now. Right now, in this second.
I believe in that. I believe, and
he's right here with me right now.
Yes.
No, nobody can tell me not go to no church. Not because I will go to church. If I get invited, I'll go. Don't tell me to go and find God.
Right.
I find him.
Absolutely.
Me know where him there.
Yes.
I do not need to go find him. That is the problem when you don't know where he is. He's right here. So by your heart, I try to talk to you, but you trying to wait till Sunday to be a better person.
Right, exactly. Not on a daily person, on a daily basis. So
you don't worry about them, and don't make nobody talk to you about your relationship with the Lord. Your relationship with the Lord, how you deal with it.
But can I tell you? So that's part of why I'm grieving, but because of my belief in God, I know him loved me. I know he loved Jada. I know Jada loved him. And so that's just a small part of what is
keeping you.
Yes.
Because I understand, because already I am thinking to myself, what was God's plan. And I think the plan is to speak about the inequality. Come here.
Are we
Hi.
talking too long? I mean, come on.
Hi guys.
I think
I
Jada
don't know,
just came in
Jada.
because she loves
I don't
dogs.
know. We talking about Jada, and here comes my dog into here. You hear about Jada, you love kids.
Yes. And
You see?
she
I
loves...
believe everything happens for
Of
a
course,
reason.
absolutely.
And to close this, the reason has to be that whether you're a US citizen,
Period.
whether you're a Jamaican citizen,
No matter what, yes.
whether you're uptown, downtown, all our children are our children. And we must receive them and love them and bring equality and to all.
Keep them safe.
Keep them safe.
Yeah, man. Come on, when I heard this story about the young lady that visited from America, her dad was a cop and he went to work, and by the time he came back from work, she was raped, and I forget which one that was that, but it's so many.
It's
I mean,
this.
I'm not laughing, but I'm just saying that, yeah, I'm not just here about Jada.
You're about all the kids.
Because I'm a very private person. So even if I didn't feel like, justice was being served, I would just leave it to the Lord. But I want to get the message out. And one of the things I said too is that I want to pray for the perpetrators. I don't know.
Yeah, forgiveness.
Like them need some healing. Somebody needs to be praying for them as well, because they're just, the thing just gone haywire. And if we don't pray for them, we have to pray for us and our children, but we have to pray for whatever that heart is, that black heart is in them.
Forgive them.
Yes, we have to pray for that, because if we don't pray for their healing, pray for whatever it is.
It's a cycle.
Yes, to be broken, man. If we don't pray for them to, it's just gonna be a continuous cycle of destruction and
pray for our leaders. They need a lot of prayers. They need a lot of prayers because their role is more important than either that or may I go ask Jesus to remove them.
Well,
And I swear to you, in Jesus' name, I'm asking for intervention to remove the leaders that are incompetent to lead this country so our children can be safe in Jesus' name.
Yes, because you know what? You're right. We don't want anything to reach to anybody, but yes, it hasn't reached a certain level yet for them to really feel that fear. They don't really know what it feels like. They don't. They know what it feels like to go down with the camera and say, and then put up a reward and da-da-da-da. But do you really know what it feels like for somebody to come break into your house and me for 2 cell phones? Do you really know what that feels like? Or do you really know what it feels like if somebody have a little beef with you and then come back for you? You're right. So certain parts of the society do not know what that really feels like. And I'm not saying that they should know, but them need to put more, as you say, of their consciousness, them strategy, them planning, whatever it is, into that part of the society to make the change, man. Because this can't happen to any other parent. It's just too much. And I'm not talking about me.
You're talking about all the mothers, all the grandmothers,
oh my gosh,
all the missing girls. We're talking about the girls that are fighting in fridges.
Yes,
we're talking about the sex trafficking.
Everybody.
We're talking about the judges. Why the judges keep on coming up? The judges, there's a particular judge that every time a sex crime comes up against kids, it's some 150,000 fine, 6 months actually a joke business. She has sentenced pastors to more sentence for breaking COVID rules
than
sex
Yeah, man, the thing-
crimes
the thing.
against children. Jamaica, you need to wake up.
Yep.
Jamaica, you need to wake up.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to say good night because a lot of things have been spoken. Don't take it. A lot of things have been spoken, and I wanted to end it telling you how much I look up to you for your strength. You are a warrior, and sometimes this is what we need. We need more women that are rooted in their spirituality and they understand what is right and wrong, and that you're able to come out of your comfort zone to defend your daughter's honor. And I'm receiving it with so much gratitude that you chose here to express it. And I thank you. And I'm going to be following this up. I know that you're planning a burial.
Yeah, it's gonna be October 31st at Boulevard Baptist at 10 a.m. And as I said, I want to say thank you to you, because I know she wanted to be a criminal lawyer, so she's looking down now like, yes, mommy on the case.
Yes.
Okay, so
Amen.
I appreciate you continue to be on the case.
Thank you.
For every one of
Thank
us.
you.
All right?
I
That's
will.
the whole point of it, to stay on it.
I'm not coming off.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to tell everybody good night. Thank you for joining my program. I don't know what I can say about the situation more than what I've already expressed. Jamaica is in a dark place, and I'll have every one of you in my prayers, and you have my word that I am not going to stop fighting for the people of Jamaica to be free. Good night, Jamaica.
Good night.
Let's talk.